Aloha, welcome back to Local Harvest Food Hub. Today we want to talk about lapao oyster mushrooms and their premium product that we can source directly from Olinda here with organic growing methods and the ultimate team to provide a premium product. We found that their highest quality and freshest mushrooms that they grow here in Olinda, just a few miles up the road, have been just the most magical mushroom that we can find locally to source for wholesale customers and home delivery.
So these are our oyster mushrooms, and we grow them in chopped straw, and that's about when they're ready to harvest. Usually takes about a month for them to colonize after we inoculate, and this is about perfect for them. We just have essentially straw that comes out of the hole, so we'll just take a knife, cut out the bottom layer, and then usually once it's clean, good to go. This is the summertime, so we've stopped production. We get a lot of fungus gnats come February into March, and then the heat builds into June. So we stop production in May. We ride that out till about early July, and then we spend all of July cleaning the greenhouse, pulling everything out, composting all of our bags, sterilizing the greenhouse, and we'll restart in usually like late August, early September once the weather starts to cool down, because that way by October is when we start getting fruits again. And then come November or so, we'll start hitting back where our yields need to be, because our first weeks of inoculation will begin moving into second and third flushes with the next week. So we inoculate 50 bags a week of this, which is 1,000 pounds of dry weight, or around, I think it's about 3,000 pounds of wet weight of substrate. And our goal is to get about 50% biological efficiency, which means for every 20 pounds of dry straw, we're getting 10 pounds of mushrooms. So the greenhouse usually puts out anywhere between 400 to 500 pounds a week. And it's a great crop for us, not only because it's easier to sell fresh than to ship off island, but also because we get all of this agro waste product that if I peel this open, you can see the mycelium has colonized all the straw. And when I pull this off, the straw doesn't actually feel that hard anymore. It's been digested by the mycelium. So there's not a lot of cellulose left. So when we put it back into our field, it breaks down much easier for the microbes to feed off of it. And then when we use it to make compost as well, it's just a faster process. So we don't have to take like wood chips, which take a lot longer time to break down because of the carbon to nitrogen ratio. This will break down really quickly. Bugs love it, worms love it, and then we can replenish our soils really quickly with it. Now, these are our Pleurotus dijamor, which are our pink oysters. They are much more flavorful, really delicious. They don't last as long on a shelf life, but they give you a much more meaty texture, and you can see just the drastic difference in color from gray to pink. They have much more of the smell of a mushroom, but we really only do them in the summer. We actually don't even do them every year, but we figured we'd just have fun this year and do them. There's not a huge market for it because the shelf life isn't as good. But overall, it's probably my favorite mushroom besides shiitake. We focus on cellulose-loving species, which is something like shiitake, lion's mane, oyster, but more than that, just what grows best in straw. Because we don't do sterilization techniques, so we don't have a big autoclave where we can sterilize sawdust. Straw has the proper nutrition in there where you don't need to add anything. If we do sawdust, you have to add in some sort of nitrogen, like wheat bran, cornmeal, soybean hulls, because sawdust doesn't have enough nutrition to grow a mushroom. But when you add in all that nitrogen, you need to sterilize or else you get other contamination. So that's why we've always just focused on oysters, because it's a simpler process for us. And then we get a lot of byproduct to be able to use into our vegetable fields as organic matter.
And if you'd like, we can source these for your restaurant, your cafe, your retail store, or even to your home. You can have them on your table in small amounts or in cases. We do both. And this is something we've come a long way to find for the best price and the highest possible quality and the freshest. So something that we can get here at Local Harvest and Island Fresh Delivery. It's lapao mushrooms.